You know, I thought the beginning part of the season, the schedule was really tough. Playing Pitt State and Fort Hays State, both two teams from within our region that are, I think they have one loss combined between them coming into this point. The big thing for us, and it's still a work in progress, is figuring out how to replace the scoring that we lost last year. I think our defense has been good for the most part. I think we've done a really good job with a lot of things rebounding wise, and defensive rotation wise has gotten better. But when you lose Morgan and Kate and Jesse from last year, looking at who's going to step up and fill those roles. Fortunately, Tatum Sheely, sophomore from Pine River Backus, has had a real good start to the season, has shot the ball over the course of the non-conference pretty well. And it looks like that we're counting on she'll be able to do some of that. Amy Pelzer is another person. Sierra Sensky is another person. So I think right now, offensively, we're trying to find our way. What's the best combination? What's the best flow? Who's going to be our best combination? Who we can look to go to at the end of the shot clock? Different than high school where you can just run a play over and over again. Yeah. In college with the shot clock, you need who's going to have the ball in their hands when the shot clock gets under 10, because that's going to happen sometimes. Well, in the past we knew it was get it into Kate or look for Morgan to take a shot. Now we're still kind of working on that. So looking for people to still step up, but have seen some promise so far.
Are you trying to find some go-to players, I guess, is that what you're...
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it, is who's going to be that go-to player, and not just a game here and there, but consistently from one night to the next, one day to the next. And we have some people that have the capability of doing that. We're just still working out the consistency part of it. It's a game that if you look at the stat sheet, we had less turnovers, we had the same amount of rebounds. The two key things that stuck out, we made our first three-pointer of the game in the first minute of the game and missed the rest of them. And you can't do that. You can't miss your last 15 shots, home or away, but especially at home, you got to shoot better than 1 for 16 and 6% at the three-point line. So I think that's something that we've worked on a lot this week, is shooting. Secondly, they made more free throws than us. Okay, we went 12 for 20 from the free throw line. We got to do a better job, but we have to find a way to get to the free throw line more than our opponent. So, and hats off to Crookston. I thought they, Ashley Martell was a player that hadn't played a lot for them. She's a good three-point shooter. She came in and went 3 out of 5 from the three-point line, and they only made 5 as a team. So that she stepped up, and there's a difference in the game. They made some threes, we didn't. I thought we defensively played pretty well. I mean, we had them at 47 points with 8 minutes to go. But we got to find a way to close out the game. The big thing, like we were talking to the players about, is you need to put a 40-minute game together, because we were down 47-45 with about 8 minutes to go, and then we went on about 4 or 5 possessions where we got empty possessions, no points. You can't do that, because it could be one stretch in a game where that costs you the game, especially when a lot of the games in our league tend to be pretty close. Yeah. And so that's the biggest thing, is you're not going to play perfect for 40 minutes, but you can go 1 or 2 empty possessions, but you can't go 4 or 5 empty possessions, especially at a key time of the game. And so I thought that was a key. I also thought early in the first half, they hit a couple threes that kind of set us back a little bit. And so we got to learn how to respond. Going into this week, St. Cloud and Duluth are both going to be physical, going to really try to pound the ball, front the post, rebound like crazy. And so we got to do a good job of being good and on the boards and being physical. And so we're going to ask our couple freshman posts to step up and be physical, and our transfer Sarah Durand and Rachel Valley's really come a long way. She's been out with an injury earlier this year, but she's had some really good practices, so we're looking for some things from her this weekend as well.